Good morning, y'all. It is Monday morning, and I figured I'd take y'all through what normal Monday looks like for me. It's about 9 a.m. I'm getting ready to pack up my tings and head over to Starbucks to get the work day started. And Monday is a little bit of a crazy day for me when it comes to creating fantasy football content. During the season, at least, in season, you are on a very, very, very tight schedule. Waiver wires, if you're unfamiliar with fantasy football and how waiver wires work, throughout every single week, right? The NFL season is broken down into weeks, and every single week you get to pick up new players. You get to replenish your team, basically, with a bunch of players that have not been selected by other teams yet. And that process is every Wednesday morning. So, for instance, if someone gets hurt on Sunday, right, a really big player that was part of someone's team gets hurt, the next guy up will be a popular waiver wire ad. So I need to let everybody know who the guys are that y'all need to pick up by Tuesday. And that means I need to do all the research. I need to bring the big facts. I need to do the stats. I need to do the analysis. I need to do all of that between Monday and Tuesday. Not only do I need to do all the research and stuff, but I need to make the video. And then I need to edit the video. And then I need to publish the video. So it is a time crunch on Monday. We're also moving the E-Town Get Down weekly recap podcast video to Monday nights. So not only am I doing the research and videotaping the waiver wire and editing it and uploading it, but I'm doing the exact same thing for the E-Town Get Down. So my Mondays are going to be crazy, but that's only for this week because this is actually the last week of fantasy football. All my fucking teams lost in the playoffs yesterday. Actually, I haven't checked the other scores, but the E-Town Get Down is really the only one that even fucking matters to me. And I know I lost in that one. So my fantasy football season's pretty squashed, which is okay because now I get to focus on the big picture. I get to finally step away from being in the trenches and start looking at the business and start looking at the systems and processes around it, and then hopefully starting to put other content creators in place so that by the time next football season comes around, my head's not so far in the ground that I can't handle it anymore and my anxiety's not through the roof anymore. So the whole goal of this shit, the whole goal to build this business and the systems and the processes is really to help my fucking anxiety. Welcome to the vlog. Sorry, Allie, I meant vlog. My little cousin gets angry when I say vlog instead of vlog. She probably is like, my fucking 40-year-old cousin's so old. So, welcome to the vlog.
But understand it. If Gase were a new coach and he came in this season and stuff like that, he, I believe, was responsible for...
much all morning, most of the afternoon at Starbucks. Got the blog post done that I do for the video that I'm about to shoot. It's around 3 o'clock. Grab me some Chipotle. There's literally a Moe's right next to the Starbucks that I work at, but Moe's is trash. If you have a different opinion, that's yours, and you are not entitled to it because that's a trash opinion. Chipotle, infinite, greater signs, Moe's. Don't at me, don't drop a comment. Oh, I'm about to eat. We are going to videotape the next video, have that up by tonight, and then head over to Max's in a couple hours to shoot for the E-Town Get Down, which is gonna be depressing because I'm no longer in the league. Also, real quick, just some really rookie ass tips for Chipotle. One, you can order extra anything on Chipotle outside of guac and meat for free. So salsa, beans, rice, all that shit, you can get like 17 servings of it. I mean, it'd be weird for you to order that many, but you could, technically. It'll be free. The other hack is, since it comes in some shit like this, and it's always like layered up, like all the lettuce is on the bottom or the top or whatever you get it, and you wanna mix it up, right? You wanna shake it up a little bit. That's all you gotta do, shake it up. So even if you're eating there, tell them it's to go. So you can shake that motherfucker up, so that you don't have to eat lettuce for the first 17 bites before you get to the meat. Now you get a nice wide variety of all the stuff. Chipotle 101 with Nicholas.
I'm going. Good night.
I wish we, oh well.
Are you going to, would you like to kiss me good night?
Here.
Well, good night.
Goodbye.
Oh, not goodbye. Good night.
3 hours later, video's all up, edited, uploaded, published. It's 6:50. We start filming for the E-Town Get Down at 7 o'clock, so I got 10 minutes to pack this shit up, get up to Max's. I need some fucking energy. I know it doesn't seem like I do. I'm gonna grab a Monster before I go. We're gonna get up there, we're gonna film it, take an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll probably be right back in here editing again. So this is my fucking Monday. It's not the best. We went Dunkin' instead of a Monster. He's trying to keep it healthy. Into the abyss we go. I'm so fucking stinky ass Max is in the shower, I think. We got the sign creeping. Fuck is everybody? Judge Judy signed a fucking Bryce Harper deal. 5 years, $250 million with whatever fucking TV station. Yo, when was the last time anyone's watched Judge Judy? How did she make that much money?
She's that good at her job.
I honestly don't know.
What channel is that? Should she not be on this poll? Is she that good?
No offense, Nick. That was the one. I don't know who 694 is.
The only reason
Judge Judy should not be on this poll. She's that damn good at her job.
She has a $47 million salary.
Deserves it.
That's absurd. She just deals with like petty theft.
She deserves it.
That's it, folks. It's I don't know if you can see that, but it's like 11:18, 11:30. Just wrapped up the E-Town Get Down podcast. Back in the editing chair, the editing studio. Like, this is really it. If you want to produce content at a mass level, this is the shit you gotta do. Now, not every day is like this from fucking 8 a.m. till 11 p.m., but there are days that are like this. So, this is the big facts, people. This is the big facts. I'm probably not gonna edit too much tonight because I'm tired. Go to sleep. See y'all in the morning. One of the absolute weirdest, or I guess you could say best things about like what I do in terms of, I guess, making my own schedule and working when I want to, is that like my motivation, I guess, to be creative, it hits me at really fucking weird times. Like that's a reason I hated working 9-to-5 jobs, especially if you're a creative person, if you're working in a creative field. How can someone tell you when you need to have that inspiration or that creativity to work, right? Like that's not, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. That being said, let me see what time it is right now. It's Friday night. I wasn't going out tonight anyways, but I wasn't planning on working. Something randomly hit me and I started working on new designs for our Instagram posts, and they look really fucking good. I don't know where this hit me or why this hit me. And usually when I make these designs, they're kind of just like templates, and then we'll switch things out as they come in. Most of the time, I'm a morning person. I almost never work at night, but when duty calls, your man's answers. So we're playing an absurd game where one psycho parent wrapped up a huge saran ball and they put like $350 worth of prizes in the saran wrap. But you take turns doing the saran wrap and someone rolls the dice next to you. If they double the dice, you pass it on. However, you can't unwrap the saran ball unless you're wearing fucking kitchen mitts. It's rigged, but I got an Uber $15. So we're going out this weekend, boys. Who's coming with me?
There's nothing to grab onto.
Let's go, Paul.
Threes, Paul.
No! Oh, he's a beast. Stop ripping with the... You motherfucker.
Mr. Paul.
This is an absurd game.
Go for the death trip. Yeah.
Where's Gabby, Shannon? I have a bone to pick.
Oh, I have a Casamigos shirt.
Can I have it?
Pink tank top.
Can I have it?
No.
What? This is my family. These are my favorite hankies. That's my least favorite hanky over here. Gabby, you're no longer my main form of communication in the hanky household.
He's angry at me.
I'm
I don't know
angry
why he's mad at me. He said, I hope this Gabby stays in 2018.
because
I don't know what that
she
means.
told me to shut up today, and
After
she
you
ripped my
told me.
lotto card yesterday. And Shannon, you better
Hi.
answer your phone. This is Shannon. That's Albert. She wants to be on my vlogs all the time. Actually, Albert, I think I shouted you out earlier in this vlog already because I called it I said welcome to the vlog, and then I started my intro music, and then I cut it, and I was like, wait, welcome to the vlog, because Allie gets really mad when I say vlog. This is my mother. Merry Christmas. She's Jewish though. She pretends like she's Catholic. Where's Fred? I feel like Fred's gonna be he was trying to stop in a liquor store. Gabby, I found a liquor store that was open.
You went to the liquor store?
Hell yeah, I did. What do you think this is? We need ice. We need cups. I tried to get limes, but all the limes they had were fucking brown in the store. They still tried to sell it to me. They're like, they're not bad. I'm like, they look more like meatballs than limes.
Our alcohol would stay. Feels so gross.
You're a fool. This is Christmas March. It's actually all come full circle because my first season story on my Instagram was last Christmas. Chrysler. All right, we're gonna score it 1 to 10.
Okay.
One sip. Everyone knows the rules. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
That's actually really good.
I like tequila.
You heard that.
She likes tequila.
You want tequila? Are we doing shots soon? This is the best marg I've ever made. I'm super excited.
I think this is pretty nice work.
Most of mine are horrible. I was expecting you to spit it out, to be honest. I think
No.
I think I found the
key?
The key is to add a fourth ingredient, whatever it is, that's not alcohol. It's either lemonade or Monster or Sprite. Give me a rating, 1 to 10.
I would say this is like a solid 8.5.
8.5, rookie score. We need decimal points.
What do you mean? Oh,
At least getting an 8.5.
8.5. That's the same thing as
I know what it is, but you don't, there's rules to this shit. There's levels to this,
Okay,
Dana.
8.5 Christmas marks with the lemonade.
You know I don't like certain things you do on that channel, and certain way you speak, and certain pictures you've taken.
One time on Instagram,
I also
That's
don't think that you should curse, but like, I'm sure that some of your followers are young, impressionable children.
Good. That's why they're gonna be part of my cult
It's the
soon.
old ones who don't want to listen to that that'll lose.
I think
Fine. The older people, I don't want them in my
I think
audience.
that-
My friend asked if you're on YouTube. She's intrigued.
It's just my name. It's just my name. Yo, I got wasted on Christmas Day. After those margs, I probably made like 5 or 6 of them in a row, and probably drank all of them within an hour and a half period. I ended up taking a nap like 3 hours later. I just like fell asleep. So I was probably getting too drunk. Right before I took the nap though, I went on like eBay or some shit and ordered a Casamigos t-shirt. How dope is that? I'm obviously filming this like a week later, but I'm getting really into graphic t-shirt with like weird sayings or funny sayings or just swaggy ass sayings. So I got a Feel It t-shirt. You know, I got my Big Dogs Fade the Public, and I got a couple more of those coming. It Just Do. Unemployed. Give me a chicken sandwich and some waffle fries. For free! this new espresso machine from my mom for Christmas. Nespresso, and it's fucking phenomenal. It does both coffee and espresso. Makes your coffee in like 2 seconds, so it's like a Keurig on steroids. It tastes so much better than a Keurig. Gets the little foamy foams at the top. Makes you feel like you was in a little Italian coffee shop. Now I can work. What's cracking? We're gonna dive back into the whiteboard. This is where I do my scheming. This is where I do my plotting. It's actually New Year's Day right now. January 31st. No, December 31st. It's a Monday. This offseason, last night was actually the last official game of the NFL season, the last regular season game, which means all fantasy football leagues are completely done. So it's officially the offseason for me. Now the offseason has been something that, I don't wanna say I've dreaded. I've looked forward to it, right? Because you get burnt out doing all this fantasy football content stuff because it's on a time schedule and you need to get it out really quickly. So it burns you out a little bit. I've been looking forward to the offseason to kind of give myself a break and be able to pull back and start looking at things from a bigger picture. I've also kind of been dreading it in the sense that there's a lot to figure out, right? And Dan, my business coach, keeps telling me, he's like, dude, you got to figure out how to monetize something in the offseason, right? Like what can I offer product or service wise? And I'm still having trouble figuring out what it is. What I've really kind of realized so far is that as I'm trying to build out like this fantasy sports platform or media platform, like I said last episode, last vlog, our product is content, right? But until you really have, I guess, marketing behind it, if you have sponsorships and things like that, you're not really making a lot of money off of it, right? Because that's how a lot of these big media platforms make their money, is not selling you products or services. Their product is the content. Then they have these big advertisers or sponsors that pay them a lot of money to plug them into their stuff. I don't have a lot of those behind me right now. So until I do, I have to keep producing content. So the off-season content plan, right, is what I'm really focusing on right now. I'm trying to figure out which pieces of the puzzle I want to have flowing throughout the offseason until the NFL picks back up next summer. And these are just like, this is me doing this live. So I'm just filming myself kind of brainstorming through how I see things kind of playing themselves out. So I want to write down all the different possible content pieces that I might be putting out on a weekly basis, staples that I do weekly. I like to have consistency. I like my audience to know what they can expect on each day of the week. I don't know how many videos I want to put out. I would like to have 5 videos a week if possible, but we'll kind of get into it in a sec. So these are the main pieces of content that I want to be putting out. So we have the E-Town Get Down weekly recap video that myself, Max, and Nick do on a weekly basis. So that will be weekly. The vlogs, I'm going to stick to bi-weekly probably because I'm going to have to end up editing those myself. The bi-weekly is fine, I think, because that'll get me more good content and it's still on a pretty frequent basis. Behind the scenes video, I want to do those weekly. So the behind the scenes video, for those of you guys that aren't aware, is basically me interviewing, just like one-on-one interviews on my channel, speaking with one of the more influential people in the fantasy football space. So I did like 5 or 6 of them throughout the off season, and then once the season actually kicked off, my schedule got hectic, so I kind of put those on the back burner, and I was like, in the off season that would actually be really good content, I think. And that's more of like a, I don't know how to put it, it's almost like an inspirational piece of content, I guess, because the main, like I'm interviewing some of these people, right, that are all different backgrounds, and they're all very successful in the fantasy football industry, right? Most of them have like social followings of, you know, 50,000, 100K, and these are names that a lot, like if you mention them to people that follow fantasy football, they know who they are, right? Andy Holloway, the Fantasy Footballers, Brad Evans of Yahoo, James Cove, NFL Network, so some like big names, big networks. And what I'm really trying to do is get a wide variety of people that have been successful in the industry and kind of like ask them about their background, how they came up, how each of them came up in a very, very drastically different way, and to show people that you can be successful no matter how you do it, no matter where you come from, no matter what path you take, right? But all of them have some central theme to it, and a lot of them, you know, is hard work, a lot of it is innovation, and I'm trying to find the most innovative people in the industry. And there was no real reason behind the content itself when I first started. I was just super interested because I obviously am more passionate about the business side of things than actual like analyzing fantasy football players and stuff. So that's what made me really intrigued about doing this type of content, and it's been very, very well received so far. And Gary Vee actually had a really funny analogy, I guess, and he talks about it from a business sense. He talks about these like interviews, right? And he talks about how a lot of podcasts, right, a lot of their content is just interviewing other big players in the space. I never wanted that to be like my main thing, and like that's what my podcast is about. This just came to be what I was interested in learning about, and learning about these successful people and learning about the brands and the businesses they're building, right? Because I'm at a lower level than they are, and it's interesting to me just to see how they felt and what they were going through as they were hitting the same steps that I'm hitting. So Gary Vee, the analogy he uses is like the high school kid, right? And he says that like a good way to get ahead is, you know, if you're in high school, right, you have the popular kids in high school, the not popular kids in high school, and then you kind of have just everyone in the middle, right? He references it to the kid in high school who throws all the parties, right? Sometimes he's a popular kid, sometimes he's not so popular. Most of the time they're kind of like in the middle here. And you know, I think anyone that's gone through high school already can think of like the 1 or 2 kids in their class, in their grade, that would throw all the parties, right? Whether they had really cool parents and would just let you throw the parties there because they'd be like, oh, you know what, I'd rather have you drinking at my house and drinking off by yourself so I can, you know, if anything goes wrong, I'm there for you. Or they were just traveling, or whatever the case may be. There's always 1 or 2 kids that were able to throw all the parties. If you were the person that threw all the parties, your popularity shot up. You automatically became one of the cool kids, one of the popular kids. He kind of puts that to a business sense, right? He's like, if you're in an industry or a space, and then all of a sudden, because you're throwing these parties, right? And now all the popular kids come to your parties. So that in turn puts you in good standing with the popular kids and makes you a popular kid eventually, right? So that's kind of what he references a lot of the podcasts today as. And when you start doing the podcast, right, and you start getting some of the bigger names in your industry onto the podcast, you know, you start making a name for yourself. People start realizing who you are, and they see that, oh, this guy came onto your podcast, you must have a little bit of influence. He likes you, you must be doing something right, you must have made a name for yourself, whatever the case may be. So as you start interviewing other people, even if you're not like, for instance, just an example, like say I was a shitty fantasy football analyst, but I had all these great analysts on my show to talk, people would be like, oh, maybe this kid is on the up and coming, and he is making an impact, and he is going to be big eventually. But that's what he talks about. Like, if you want to be an industry expert, start interviewing the other industry experts, and people will start naming you among those people, if that makes sense. So this is kind of the way. That's not like how I thought of it when I started it, but it was a great analogy by him. So you know, I always like to plug in some of the stuff that Gary Vee says, because a lot of it's relevant to my life, and he's been very influential to me. And if you're not listening to his podcast, I would highly suggest you do so. Anyways, yeah, these whiteboard things get fucking crazy. Okay, yeah, so weekly, I'm gonna do a weekly interview. And the good thing about the weekly interviews for me is that I can actually bunch these and do like 5 or 6 interviews in 5 days, and then have those ready for the next month or month and a half. And then I wanna obviously do some kind of fantasy football related content each week. And right now it's obviously gonna be super dry since it's only 2019, just starting right now, and football doesn't start for another 3 or 4 months. But I would like to do 1 video a week just to keep my listeners and my audience kind of engaged, because that's where they came from for the most part. Whether it's just a mock draft for 2019, or if it's like early rankings for a position or whatever, what I think I'm gonna be doing is using the draft app. Now, I talked about the draft app many times on my channel as an affiliate marketing tool for me, and I made a lot of money off them last year. Next video, I'm gonna break down my goals revenue-wise for 2019. I think you guys will definitely enjoy that one. The draft app is an affiliate marketing program of mine, which you could do mock drafts for next year throughout the off season. And I think they start up as soon as this season ends, which is perfect for me, because that would be a revenue income source for me. And every time someone uses my promo code, I get kickback on that. If I do 1 video a week that gets 1,000 views, I could probably get 4 or 5 signups, which would in turn lead to enough money per month to pay for my goddamn health insurance, because I am now paying for my own health insurance because I'm 26. I'm soon to have just a shitload of expenses, man. I was thinking about it because we're gonna start apartment hunting in February probably. So I'll be paying rent for an apartment in Brooklyn, my monthly health insurance, and all the other normal expenses, you know, car, cell phone bill, like that stuff, paying my editor Scott now. So the expenses will be piling up. If I start doing this now, I think I could actually make a serious earnings from this affiliate marketing. So I think I'm probably gonna stick to doing a lot of mock drafts weekly, although I don't wanna do it too often, because I know that will tire people out, because not much happens throughout the off season where like rankings and draft position changes too much, you know what I mean? So during the summer it's cool because you'll get new reports daily that change up the ADPs and the draft positions of things. So that will be a piece of content. Alec is one of the content creators that I am bringing on my platform. He's gonna be covering fantasy basketball, and I think he'll be doing weekly. He's going to do his own editing and things like that, which is cool because it's something that he's going to learn on his own pretty much. It's a learning process, and it's going to take a little while for him to kind of get into things. And then the Fantasy Bachelor is really what I'm kind of disappointed about, because I really wanted to fucking hit this hard. Starts, I think, January 7th or something. So like a week, actually that might be in a week, fuck. If you guys watched my vlog on Friendsgiving, November, I gave Nicolette my camera and she basically talked into it for like 45 minutes, so I apologize for any of you guys that wanted to kill her after that. She was yelling about how her and Rebecca were gonna do Fantasy Bachelor with me. However, Nicolette works for a media company that hosts a lot of concerts and stuff, so they travel a lot. She's literally going to be gone the entire month of January, so I don't know why she told me she could do the Fantasy Bachelor when she's not going to be in our state for 5-6 weeks. Rebecca's still in. I need to find a second host, another girl, to do this with me. I legit think, also, Big Dog's coffee mugs, 15 ounces, available on the site now. I legit think that these are the type of videos, if Bachelor previews on a Monday and we get this video out by Tuesday, you know those like review type videos, like if a Game of Thrones episode comes out and someone puts up a review video, those get like 1 million fucking views. If we did that with The Bachelor, I feel like that would get like the same type of view count, and just mixing it up with a good group of like me along with 2 girls, I think would bring in a very wide variety of audience, right? I probably don't have that many girls in my audience right now, but I'd imagine that that would bring in a shitload of them, which could eventually transfer to, you know, other things, and that eventually leads to money. And then I'd like to do a live stream probably once a week, but since football's over, I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know if I want to just sit on camera and spew out random shit. So maybe weekly or maybe bi-weekly. Maybe I'll do vlog bi-weekly as well as live stream. I'll switch those off. The thing I have to figure out is when exactly, like which days of the week, because I really want to get this down to a concrete schedule where I know exactly what I'm posting. And since the season ended, like week 16 is really when fantasy football season ends, I haven't done any content. I did the one E-Town Get Down weekly recap, but I have not, like I've really taken this last week off or so, and I'm probably gonna take this kind of week off as well, just to really, you know, settle down and then get ready to fucking roll again starting next week. So what I'm trying to figure out is how I want the weekly schedule to be. I'm gonna start the week out with either the behind the scenes or the vlogs. I kind of want to do the behind the scenes because I feel like the behind the scenes are, yeah, I'm not someone who's like gonna tell you like, yeah, it's gonna pump you up, but I really think that they're inspirational, and I really think that they get people motivated. And I feel like a Monday is a good day to start that out and kind of start your week off with that, right? If you can start your week off with a little bit of pep in your step and really be ready to roll and work hard for that entire week, I feel like that is a good idea. The vlogs will probably be Tuesday. So vlogs, live stream, bi-weekly, 1 week, week 2. Wednesday, we usually shoot the E-Town Get Down on Monday or Tuesday. So that will be either the Wednesday or Thursday video. See, that's the problem now though, because if Bachelor premieres on Monday, we have to have that on Tuesday, I guess, fuck. Although I do think Scott, my editor, is gonna be taking care of this. So I have him really chopping up different videos for Instagram and stuff right now, and Twitter, so doing a lot of the social Instagram. He's not actually doing any editing for my full-length videos right now, but I do want him to take over this because I think this could be absolutely huge. Whenever he puts his mind to something, he does like a fucking awesome job editing it, and he can do a much better job than me, so I want him to take that over. So I guess I can move the vlogs to Wednesday. So E-Town Get Down will be Thursday, Fantasy Football will be Friday. I'm probably gonna let Alec post whenever he wants, depending on, I don't really know the fantasy basketball landscape that well. Like for instance, waiver wire videos, you have to get up on like Monday or Tuesday because everyone's waiver wire process is on Wednesday. And I'm not sure exactly all the content he wants to put out and exactly which day of the week he's gonna put out. So if he's gonna be doing videos, if he's gonna be doing the editing, if he's gonna be doing the uploading and things like that, then I will probably let him put it out whenever he wants. So I don't think that will actually interfere too much with mine. So maybe I'll do a fantasy football video Friday and Saturday. That's 6 days a week, so that is a lot. For the most part, it's really not that difficult. Like this is easier for me than 3 fantasy football videos a week. Because for one, the behind the scenes is not that much research. It's very raw and conversational. Vlogs are obviously no preparation whatsoever. It's just me doing this shit. I don't plan this stuff out. I literally just film whatever's going on in my head and whatever I have on my agenda for the day. The E-Town Get Down is not planned for at all either. So it's no preparation really for the most part for like this. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with The Bachelor, but I do fucking want to get around to doing that. I'm gonna be fucking, if I don't do this, I know I'm gonna regret the shit out of it, man. I know I'm gonna regret it very, very, very much. So I need to make some shit happen. Actually, I'll be out, it's New Year's Eve tonight, and I'll be out in New York City with Nicolette, Rebecca, Renee, all those girls from the Friendsgiving. Actually, wait, no, Nicolette won't be there, never mind. But I'll be out with a few of them, so I'll talk to them and see if we could figure something out for that. Fantasy, I'll probably do a mock draft and then maybe one, okay, that's what I'll do. Maybe mock draft and then a random piece of analysis. So that'll be a more like informational video. Okay, that's a good one, because yeah, mock drafts you don't really have to prepare for too much. I kind of just talk on the spot and improv as I go. So for the most part, it's not that much preparation is what I'm saying. And during the summer, when I'm doing my fantasy videos, those are a fuckload of preparation, because I need to do a lot of research and analysis for each blog post and video that I make up. So this is kind of what I guess I see happening right here. Behind the scenes, Bachelor, vlog, Eat Down, Get Down, fantasy football, and that'll be kind of the schedule for a while, and then Bachelor will end in, I don't know, 2 months, and by that time, fantasy football will kind of be rolling again. So yeah, hope you enjoyed another whiteboard scheming session. Also, just for the record, I did not dress up like this to try to be a fucking professor. I dressed up like this because I was trying on different outfits for tonight, and it just so happened that in the middle of changing into this one, I was like, fuck it, we're gonna hit the whiteboard. So that's on the record. New Year's Eve, we at Little Nene, Little Eggs house. We were here for friends.
Eggs.
We're here for Friendsgiving, so this might look a little...
It's actually not Friendsgiving.
We were here for Friendsgiving.
It is most definitely.
I'll say we were here for Friendsgiving. So it might look a little familiar.
Definitely not.
See you little thoughts out there. Want to say cheers to y'all?
Cheers to y'all, bitches.
2019 is gonna be probably
The
another
worst year
Yeah, I was
yet.
gonna say definitely a year full of L's again.
Don't act like it's getting better.
No, it's only going downhill. Once you're born, it all goes downhill. I feel like you're born like if the chart was like an L like that. Charts are made like an L, right?
Lot of
They're made like an L.
Once you hit the L,
You start
it's
here
accept
and
the
it just
L.
goes down.
You are the L.
I agree. Like once you just accept yourself being a giant L, life gets. It's funny that life starts with an L, dude.
It's hard
Bro.
to accept the L. For all
Once
of
you
you
do-
out there, you are the L. As are we. But you are, you know what I mean? You are the
Take
L.
that into 2019. We are the L.
We are the L. Everyone wants to be the L.
Only thing you can do is drink Tide Pods.
Plastic, stained, lipstick,
Nasty
bullshit.
ass, lipstick ass,
We are
mother.
the
Love y'all, hate y'all.
That shit behind, huh?
Love you so much.
Becky, you're a star. You a star. You were built for the big screen. For the 1280 by 720.
Why are you angry?
This thing.
What's happening?
It's your favorite threesome.
Listen, we're gonna eat
How is that
till we're full. We're gonna drink till we're drunk. We're gonna sleep till we're good.
All right, so we're into January. If you're watching this, it's probably January 7th or, yeah, January 7th, something along this week. But as I stated, the vlogs are back officially bi-weekly. So if you're watching it this week, every Wednesday from here on out. So this week, 23rd, then the 6th. I wrote them on Monday by accident, but it meant to be on the Wednesday. So they're gonna be due each week. This week, the vlog will be videotaping. So if it comes out on the 23rd, it's everything that happened in my life from the 22nd back from the 10th. So boom, boom, boom. Stop here. Edit, film, upload. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. I want you in my vlogs. To here, and then upload. So that's how the vlogs work. They are bi-weekly. Goodbye. Weekly.